Today, the Buckeyes of Ohio State and the Fighting Illini of the University of Illinois opened the 1985 Big Ten season. Today's game is being brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Reach for that distinctive, clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by the Illinois State Lottery. A lot of people have already won millions playing Lotto. You could be next. Hello, I'm Will Tiemann with Jim Grabowski. And Jim, you hate to say that an early season game could set the whole tempo for the campaign, but this one could be it.
Well, there's no doubt about it, the importance of this football game. Number one, it's a Big Ten game, which is always important. But number two, Illinois, it's so important for them to win today or play a good ball game. They've had such high hopes. They've been a disappointment so far this year. They need to play a good game emotionally for their outlook for the rest of the year.
And we'll be back with more in just a moment. These two teams, since Coach Mike White has been in Illinois and Coach Earl Bruce at Ohio State, Jim, have had some unbelievable games.
Well, Will, I think I've seen two of the greatest individual performances in colleges over the last 6 years of Illinois-Ohio State football. Dave Wilson several years ago passed for 621 yards, and last year Keith Byers rushed for 274 yards. They've been great football games in the last 6 years. I hope we have another one.
Bottom line, to believe you can win, you must first win. And I think the Illini, that's Keith Jones. Has it at about the 5. Nice move by Jones, and Illinois takes over in good field position at the 34-yard line.
A real mistake by the outside man, the coverage team of Ohio State. He took Keith Jones, moved to the inside, and left Jones an open alley down the right side of the field.
Well, a lot of people have wondered, are the Illini, the players, not the coaches, but are the players ready to play? And it looks like we may have seen something. Well, Jack Trudeau comes in, a man who is still looking to find the stride this year, but total offense, he's 13th in the country. Thomas Brooks would love to duplicate last year's effort of 168 yards against the Buckeyes. And Eric Wyckoff, the other running back, is hurt, but playing and starting. First down and 10. Trudeau wastes no time. People have been waiting for Jack Trudeau to show signs of versatility and leadership, and there is no reason why 2 weeks ago he wouldn't have been down, but this time he gets past everybody but their best tackler of the Buckeyes, that being Johnson.
He did a fine job of avoiding a couple tackles. There's good pressure on Jack, but he managed to slip those tackles, pick up 9 yards.
David Williams, a split end, as you see there, will be setting more records today. And, of course, Cap Ozo, the tight end, has been the top touchdown catcher so far this season for Illinois. As down second down in short yardage, it's Thomas Brooks who gets the call.
A little draw play, Will, and Eric Kumarol, the left defensive end, read it well, made the stop.
Number 14, Eric Kumarol.
The offensive line is a group that I'm sure would like to redeem themselves somewhat. They've settled down. They've had some injuries. They've had some changes. And a lot of people don't realize this, Jim, but they have been working extra after practice without the coaches to try to get their assignments down. And I think now that they're settled, this group might prove something before this afternoon is over. It is third down and short. The Illini are ready and marching. They have a first down as they march towards the 50-yard line. Ray Wilson's on the carry, and Byron Lee is on the stop for the Buckeyes.
Almost a disaster. Jack Trudeau, as he was dropping back from the center to make the handoff, almost slipped and fell.
This defensive line of Ohio State is virtually brand new. And the interesting thing is number 14, Eric Kumarol, was an all-state quarterback out of Illinois when he was in high school. He was going to be a superstar quarterback. As a sophomore, he's becoming a great defensive linebacker. Trudeau in the air. Jack Trudeau has got to be talking to himself because the pass was there. It's ricocheted, and that time Chris Spielman almost caught it.
Almost picked off by Spielman. As you said, the ball was there right on the numbers to Cap Ozo. He should have caught it.
The linebacking core is probably the strength. They're all seniors, and they're all good. And Pepper Johnson has been the top tackler for some time for the Buckeyes. A year ago, he had 147 stops. The second best on Ohio State only had 75. Ray Wilson up the middle. Chris Spielman makes a stop. Spielman had a great Rose Bowl game last year. Had 12 solo tackles, 3 assists. That led everybody in that department. And, of course, his brother is a linebacker for Southern Illinois, a fellow that we saw way too much of a few weeks ago.
good job by Spielman to fill in that hole.
On 3rd and down, these defensive backs, known as the four Smurfs because they're so short, might get their first test. And they are young. They're sophomores and juniors, but they've all been together at least one full season. On 3rd and 9, Trudeau has his first long yardage situation. Cap Bozo comes up with another key reception. This man has been a storybook. He came in to the fall practice, not a starter. He now has more touchdown receptions than anybody on this team, and he keeps coming up with a big play.
Now watch Jack. He does a fine job. He saw the pressure, but he hung in, waited for his receiver to break open, hits Bozo on the numbers. Jack, who has been much maligned, came up with a good play there.
Well, it's now 1st and 10. 12:25 to go in the first quarter. This is the first offensive possession for either team. Illinois is looking like the Illinois of old so far. Trudeau again is back to pass. Williams cannot hang on. The fans are screaming for pass interference, but I think it was just a fine play by Steve Hill.
No, I'll tell you what it is, Will. He did hang on. It looked like the ball was jarred loose, but as he was falling to the ground, the ball popped back into his hands. Good job by David Williams.
Well, David Williams will move up on the all-time NCAA record list before this day is over. We figured he can get as high as probably 6 if he has his regular day of catching. He's now tied himself for 7th. Wyckoff. Well, Jim, we've seen Illinois now for a handful of plays. They look like a different football team.
They certainly have come out with the intensity we talked about. They are fired up. They want to prove themselves today, and so far they are. Now here's the play. You'll see Scott Keyhole coming through the hole. Wyckoff cutting it up. Now watch, the ball is jarred loose right there, but the Illini come up with it. But a real serious problem right now.
Jim Jurica is being helped off, and we just talked moments ago about the fact the Illinois offensive line has just sort of got itself back together. And Jurica, one of the top members of this whole group, he's a senior. He started a tackle. They moved him to guard. I don't think you like losing a 3-time letter winner right away.
Well, and he was expected to be an All-American candidate this year. He is a fine offensive guard. As he was a tackle the past 2 years, has done a good job at guard so far this year, and he's going to be missed greatly in this game.
It is 2nd down and 5. In his place is Mark McGowan, a 6'4", 255 sophomore. Ball resting on the Ohio State 17. It's a reverse coming up. Williams has it. He's got 2 blockers in front of him. Nose dives at the 8. A first down for Illinois.
Well, they're not holding back anything. This is the first occasion this year that David Williams has run the football, and he picks up a key first down. Here you'll see it pitch out to Keith Jones, hands back to David Williams, and Williams does a good job of running the football. Watch this move right here. He cuts it back in, now outside, slips that tackle. Hey, he could be a running back.
1st and goal to go from the 9-yard line. David Williams, good stats for an offense that has yet to find its way in 85. Brooks inside the 5, down to the 3. White makes the stop. He also had some help that time from a pretty good man, Fred Ryder.
Well, we don't want to speak too soon, but by far the best offensive showing we've seen of the Illini this year. Pitch out to Thomas Rooks, toss pitch, takes it in, now out. Good mother. He slips the tackle, Spielman right there, picks up an extra 2 yards.
When I had a chance to talk with offensive coordinator Bob Gamble this week, I basically asked him what really the bottom line was, and he said, we just have to do what we can do, and it's that simple. It is 2nd down, a goal to go. It's on the 4. Long count by Trudeau. Rooks the hard way to the 1.
These are awfully tough yards when you get down inside the 5, Will.
Chris Spielman makes a stop for Ohio State. He's coming off some injuries himself. Well, Thomas Rooks, he's been a man who's had 1 good game so far statistically. That was the opener against Southern Cal. Came up with 137 yards, and I'm sure if he could just get 1, he'd be happy right now. Well, the fans are sure ready at Memorial Stadium. Wilson. They're going to unstack this one.
He's going to end up short, Will, about a half a yard short. The team wants to go for it, but the only decision that counts is Mike White's, and they're going to go for it.
Into the game when the play is Keith Jones. Jones goes in, Rooks goes out. So if you take out your best ball carrier, does that mean you throw the ball?
Well, Keith Jones is a big, strong guy, but I would expect to see the ball in the air, some kind of play action.
The running backs behind Trudeau are Wilson now and Keith Jones. It's a pitch to Jones. It's, well, I don't know.
They call it a touchdown.
Keith Jones.
That little extra effort, Will, got him the 6.
73,000 orange pom-poms going crazy at Memorial Stadium.
Here it is. We'll see the toss pitch now back to Jones. He looks outside first. Now he lowers his shoulder and he's going for it. It looks like he stopped. Now you'll see his shoulders just sneak through for the 6. Close call.
Well, it only has to get there, right?
That's right. Cross the goal line.
Chris White in to attempt the point after. We have a 7-0 football game right now. 9:07 to go in this first quarter of play, and Illinois now leads Ohio State 7-0. And what we have seen is an Illinois football team that can play offense.
As I said, a best offensive showing consistent against a good football team we've seen to date this year.
In terms of the way it went, statistically, Trudeau threw the ball 3 times, 2 completions in that drive for 31 yards. Wyckoff had the most yardage in the run. In the drive, he had 4 carries for 9 yards. And basically, Jones ices it off, and a couple key catches by Bozo and Williams. And when it all said and done, you have a lot of people in a well-rounded offensive drive. There you see it. Not too bad. 13 plays, about 6 minutes, a long way to go. A lot of run, a lot of pass. It's the way you like to play offense.
It certainly is, Will. You have good balanced attack. Of course, it was the passing that got you there, but good 37 yards rushing. That makes that team aware that they can run the football.
By the way, when Chris White got that point after, that moved him past Dan Beaver. He is now the 2nd all-time leading scorer in Illinois history. He's at 199 points. The man left for him to catch is Mike Bass at 209. Be nice to see him go crazy and top that today. By the way, just for you trivia fans out there, whenever the Illini have scored first, their record is 21-8-1. So the odds are now in our favor, just that fast. Chris White to kick off. Workman and Ross back deep. Workman smart enough to not bring it out. So the Buckeyes will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And I got a hunch we're going to see some offense from these fellows as well.
As we said, Will, traditionally Ohio State is a great tailback offense, but to date they have thrown the football much more than they've ever had in the past. Carsotis coming into this ball game has about a 68% completion record, and we expect that we'll see that ball in the air by Ohio State too.
Carsotis has never lost as a starter. He's 3-0 this year, and he's 3-0 coming into the year as a backup to Tom Zach when Tom Zach was there. Cooper, sophomore fullback, finding his way, and Johnny Wooldridge, back-to-back 100-yard games, filling in for Keith Byers. Bootleg pass. Not a bad play as Ed Taggart brings it in for Ohio State. Little razzle-dazzle, and it's a 1st down.
Bootleg play by Carsotis. He got to the outside clean. He could have run the football, but saw Taggart break in the open, took the easy way out, and there's a 1st down, or close to a 1st down. But a flag is on the play. It's going to go against Ohio State.
The receivers that we were showing you there for Ohio State, that is really about the 3 that you will see catch the ball today. Taggart is awfully good, as you'll see in this replay, Jim. He's got good hands.
Now that's what's called a waggle play. You play action one way like bootleg, and look at Taggart breaking all wide open right there. But it doesn't count.
About the only people the Buckeyes rotate offensively are the tight ends. That's Ed Taggart and John Hutchinson. It is now 2nd down and 14. The ball is resting at the 16-yard line in Buckeye territory. Jim Carsotis brings him out. Their offense looks a little bit like Southern Cal's. That's Wooldridge. Johnny Wooldridge gets them just about back to where they were before the penalty, before Craig Swope catches up with him. Wooldridge has been quite a guy. There's a fellow that seems to have a few more gray hairs, I think, than he had a few weeks ago. Coach Mike White.
Well, Wooldridge is coming back from 2 back-to-back 100-yard days. They miss Keith Byers, but Wooldridge is a heck of a substitute.
The Buckeye offensive line, with the exception of Roy Graves, is all new. They have rebuilt that offensive line, and it has really been something. It is now 1st down and 10. The ball resting at the 30. Carsados, a lot of time, going deep. Overthrows Chris Carter. Carter was there, step for step with African Grant, but he had the step.
Carsados had all kinds of time to throw the football. Great protection given to him by that offensive line.
Jim Carsados, as Jim mentioned, has really been an outstanding player this year for the Buckeyes. And defensively, well, these guys here really, I think, would like to prove something today, too, because they have been maligned somewhat, statistically anyway, by the critics. But the amazing thing about these guys, when you have Gibson and Davis, they go 6'4" and 6'5" into the 250s. You have Tequin Tiller and Blondell at 6'3", 270 and 6'3" and 260, and they're outmanned by Ohio State. Can you believe it?
Ohio State's tackles each weigh 280 pounds.
Aren't you glad you're done playing?
That's for sure.
It is 2nd down and 10 for the Buckeyes. Jim Carsados to Wooldridge. No go.
So a good defensive job by the whole Illini front four. They each filled certain gaps. Wooldridge had looked for a cutback to the left, couldn't find anything except blue jerseys.
The linebacking core for the Illini, Sebring, Taggart, and Gleamy. They're all seniors. They've got to have a good game today. It's just that simple. They've got to be on top of it. It is now 3rd down and 8. The ball is at the 33-yard line for Ohio State. This will be the first 3rd down situation here for the Buckeyes so far today. Their tendency has been to throw when they've had to have critical yardage throughout the season. Carter has it, and they say he did not trap it. So Chris Carter, this ball club's top receiver, brings it in, and on the first 3rd down conversion situation, the Buckeyes convert.
He is their main man in the pass offense. Chris Carter caught 41 receptions last year. To date, he's got 16.
The one thing about these defensive backs for Illini, they will probably see much more pass than run today. And right now, they do have an honor of being the 2nd best pass defense in the Big Ten, 12th best in the country, but they'll probably get their first real test today. It's Wooldridge on the pitch. Cannot turn the corner. What a job by Swope. He would not let him get outside. And believe me, Wooldridge is not a slow character.
Good job, Will, all along the defensive line. Again, they stretched out that sweep. And Craig Swope came up at good force, made the tackle.
Well, it's 2nd down and 8. Clock running at 7:03 in the first quarter. If you've just joined us, Illinois got the opening kickoff and marches 67 yards for the score, and Chris White's point after to make it 7-0. This marks the first drive of the Buckeyes. It began on their own 20. They're now at midfield. 2nd down and 8. Well, Carsados just couldn't get out that time.
It was Guy Tiefetiller who made the tackle and put the pressure on Carsados. Drove him out of the tackle. Good bull rush by Guy Tiefetiller. I say bull rush. That's mean when you don't put a move on, you just force your guard back into the quarterback.
You know, Jim, you've been in situations as a player at college, in college and in the pros where sometimes you just have to reach from within. And you think maybe the Illinois football team is just ready to play football?
I think they better be today.
3rd and 10. This will be the 2nd time the Buckeyes have had a 3rd down attempt conversion. Well, that almost was going the other way. Todd Avery was closer than Chris Carter. So it's 4th and 10. The Buckeyes have to punt.
Well, you see the pom-poms. 73,000 pom-poms were given away today, so it's a sea of orange out here in Champaign.
Tom Tupa to punt. He's one of the best punters in the country. Last year, he was the best net return punter in the country. He's right now averaging some 47 yards a kick. He is a good one. He's also the backup quarterback. He has the wind to his back. It's a wobbler. There'll be no return on this as it goes into the end zone, and Illinois will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. It's funny, you mentioned the pom-poms. Those pom-poms came courtesy of a local radio station, WQIO. They were here distributing those 72,000 pom-poms early this morning, and they did quite a job. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Yard line, back to pass, Jack Trudeau. A lot of time. Ray Wilson on the receiving end, so it looks like Illinois is going back to those nice short percentage passes that it really has become known for.
Over the years, Mike White's offense has been noted for that short, controlled passing game, and as you said, Will, they're going back. Now, Jack looks right. Now he goes back to maybe his third receiver, Ray Wilson. Short gain, but it was a reception.
5:40 remaining in the first quarter. 2nd down and 7. Wilson got awful close to the first down. Well, the way the Illini are mixing up the offense right now, it's hard for Ohio State to really center in any one thing they're doing.
They are doing a good job of running and passing the football. That time, Ray Wilson, the play was designed to go outside. He saw the opening back in. He loaded his shoulder, and he picks up 6-7 yards, close to a first down.
Ray Wilson is getting his best work out of this season so far. 3rd down and 1. Jack Trudeau. David Williams. Midfield. 1st down, Illini.
Well, they are doing a job of mixing it up. There's a little sweep action to the left, and it's a keeper. It's a bootleg by Jack, and again under pressure. Now you watch, fakes the handoff here to Rooks, rolls it back out to the right side. Pressure right there, but he stays with his receiver, hits David Williams for a big gain. That's it, David. Get out of bounds. Don't take a lick.
Those are his stats for the year to date. When he catches it, it's usually worth a lot. 1st down and 10 to midfield. The Illinois look sharp offensively. It's a draw play. Rooks gets 6.
Great value of the draw play. When you expect pass, you run it with the draw. Usually picks up pretty decent yards. Even when it doesn't, it makes that team aware of the draw. It does slow down the pass rush.
Well, on 2nd down and 5, so far this will be the 6th 2nd down situation Illinois has had. On the previous 5, everyone has been a run. Since we're mixing it up, let's see if they mix this one up. Nope. Ray Wilson. It works, though. Hey, if it works, don't fix it, right? Just short of the first down, maybe by a yard, as Pepper Johnson makes a stop for Ohio State.
You know, another aspect of this Illinois offense has been maligned in the first 3 ball games, the offensive line. To date in these 2 drives, they've done the job. There has been holes out there for those running backs to hit.
Now 3rd down and 1, the ball just shy of the 40-yard line. Something you don't see much. Quarterback sneak with Jack Trudeau, and it's a 1st down for Illinois. I have this funny feeling we're going to see every play in the Illini playbook today.
Well, they went right over Jim Jariga, who is back in the football game. There you'll see it now. Quarterback sneak right over the right guard. 71, Jariga kind of spilling out to get the linebacker. Just got a piece of him, all he needed to get the 1st down.
Spielman from Ohio State's probably saying, a guy with those kind of statistics, what's he doing running the ball on 3rd down? It's a 1st and 10. Illinois has just looked awfully good so far. I think that one was deflected.
Jack and Keith Jones read the key. It was a blitz. Jones looked like he should have picked him up, but that was the key. You just go through the line, turn right away, look for the ball. It was deflected. Not a reception, but at least they were alert to read the keys.
Well, so far, right, passing-wise, Trudeau is 4 out of 6 for some 56 yards. So the percentages are in his favor right now as the whole Illinois offense seems to be running at full speed. 3:14 to go in this first quarter. Illinois leading Ohio State in this Big Ten opener by a score of 7-0. play with Rooks. It's another Illinois first down. What a smooth piece of ball handling before Terry White makes a stop for the Buckeyes.
Here we see it now. Just a quick setup by the offensive line. Juriga coming and trapping out. And Thomas Rooks now being led by Jim Juriga. He's looking for somebody. Hit somebody, Jim. He does. Good first down.
Ohio State is trying to do something nobody's done for quite a long time, and that's defend a Big Ten title. The last time anybody won back-to-back crowns was back in '65 and '66 outright championships. That's when Duffy Daugherty's Michigan State club did it. Cap Bozo keeps his Illinois team going with that reception down to about the 24-yard line. William White makes a stop that time with help from Pepper Johnson.
And it looks like Cap Bozo is down. The trainers are out there looking at him. He took a heck of a hit.
That's Bozo's second reception. The most important, Cap Bozo has been the big play man.
Here we see it again. Jack Quick, just a straight drop back. He looked like he's going to Bozo all the way. A little turnout by Bozo, and what's that hit? Front and back. Ouch. Hopefully that's all it is the wind was knocked out of him.
This telecast is authorized under rights granted by the Athletic Association of the University of Illinois and the University of Ohio State. Any rebroadcast or other reproduction of the description and the accounts of this game without the express written permission of the Athletic Association of the University of Illinois is strictly prohibited. It is second down and 5, the ball resting on the 22-yard line. A shuttle pass to Rooks. Look out, down close to his goal line, down to the 1. Is it a pass or is it a lateral?
That's a pass. That's a forward pass. Forward pass doesn't have to be over the shoulder. It's a pitch, but it's a pass. Watch it. Here it is. Famous shuttle pass. I'll tell you, Illinois isn't holding anything back. Shuttle there to Thomas Rooks. Boy, he's starting to smell the goal line now. Look at him turning on. Breaks that one. Now get to it, Thomas. Get to it. Almost. Yard short.
By the way, that was the longest pass completion of the day.
And most of it on the run.
By the way, with that completion, Jack Trudeau is now past Tony Eason on the all-time completion list at the University of Illinois. So I don't know if that's the fitting pass to break such a record, huh? Storybook-wise. Touchdown! Ray Wilson puts the Illini up 13-0.
Good job by Ray Wilson of just dipping it to the outside. Here you will see it. The hole should be inside, but he takes it out, and it's another 6.
Ray Wilson picks up his first score of the campaign. At what point of the game do you think Mike White might smile?
When it's over.
Chris White in to attempt the point after. He's 1 for 1 today in point afters. This comes in to give him a 14-zip lead. Snap is back. Looks good from here. It is. And at 2:15 to go in this first quarter, all of a sudden the Illini have taken charge of the game. And it's now a 14-0 lead over Ohio State. And I am not sure, but I think this is the biggest deficit the Buckeyes have had all year. As Ohio State takes possession, the first quarter came to an end with a score. Illinois 14 and Ohio State quarter play. 14-0 Illini leading Ohio State. The Buckeyes are on the march. That's Cooper, their fullback. And he's down to about the 12-yard line. So Ohio State, who has played good offense this season, is now beginning to flex its muscle.
Shows you that strength of the offensive line. The backside had a good job.
What do those stats tell you much, Jim? Really, this looks like Illinois just played well-rounded football and pretty much had their way.
I think that the key there is that you'll see a good spread between the Illini rushing and throwing the football. It's been a good first quarter.
First down and 10. The ball now on the 13-yard line in Illinois territory. Wooldridge down to about the 11. Jim Blondell makes a stop for Illinois. Going to bring up second down. Defensively at this stage of the game, do you see Illinois doing anything different?
No, they're playing their basic defense. Again, usually man-on-man in the secondary. Nothing unusual.
Well, the play is in from the sideline. Let's see what Earl Bruce has sent in. Cooper and Woolridge are the running backs in the I formation by Jim Corsados. That's Woolridge. Down to about the 4. They have to get to the 3 for the first down. Blondell and Swope on the stop.
Give credit again to the offensive line of Ohio State. Down at this end of the field, you don't expect big holes. You'll see one here, just a little crack. All you need for a guy like Woolridge. Breaks right through. Little arm tackling there. You got to hit him with the shoulders.
Lenise is leaving the game. Another tight end. Jim Carroll is coming in. So it's 3 tight ends. As you can see it's 3rd and short. Corsados is going to be close.
I believe he has it, Will. That's the option play. You don't see much of that from Ohio State anymore. Quarterback kept it on that, Corsados, and I think he's got it.
Rob Gleamy made the stop that time for Illinois. He appears like he has it.
Here we'll see it. He fakes the pitch, now cuts it back inside. Decent job by Gleamy, but not enough. It's a first down.
Now the Buckeyes have about a short 3 yards to go. And if you're a go for broke kind of guy, they got 4 cracks at it. And they got a pretty good team to do it with.
You think maybe now is the time for a little play action, throw the ball and first down?
I do.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Keep in mind, against Pittsburgh, this is the same team on 4th and goal to go at the 1 through it for a touchdown. So they have been throwing to get the ball in the end zone. First and goal to 3. Woolridge. Somebody got there quick. Craig Swope is in there.
Great penetration coming from the offside. You'll see an outside man made the tackle.
African Grant comes back in for Illinois. Coming out is Jerry
Here we
Lynch.
see it again now. Catch that number. Number 12, Craig Swope, maybe the surest tackler on the team, coming from his safety spot.
2nd down and 3, and now Ohio State, they want to talk about it.
Ohio State.
Jim Corsados now talking with Earl Bruce and the gang, and really we've seen a major philosophy change with this team as opposed to some other years. It's more finesse football right now than it is power football. You know, the funny thing about the Buckeyes, Earl Bruce has had great luck there. He's been the winningest coach in the Big Ten since he's arrived 6-7 years ago. He's every other year he seems to win a title, but I can remember that they wanted to root him out of town. They lost 3 home games, I guess, in '81. They're going to string him up.
He's been under pressure every year. They've, when you look at his record from high school on, he's had a tremendous record, but yeah, that's Ohio State, though. They're used to winning all the time.
Well, it's 2nd down and 3. Let's see if Earl Bruce sent in our play-action pass here.
Could be. Of course, they didn't come out with it on the first play. We expected it, but I've been wrong most of the time.
They're saving it in. 12:21 to go in this second quarter. Illini on top, 14-0. This is the deepest penetration so far this game for the Buckeyes. That is Carter in motion. That is Woolridge. He's not going to be there. A flag on the play. Swope on the tackle, and it looks like it might be against Illini just from the disgusted look of Jim Blondell.
I believe what they're going to call is grabbing the face mask. Here we see they came with the option again. This time it was pitched out to Woolridge. Well, it's a foot race right now with Craig Swope and Woolridge. Swope finishes the race, but he grabbed the face mask. You can see it. It's going to be a penalty against Illinois.
That's a tough call. But if there's good news in the fact that they can't penalize Illini very much at this point. See where they're going to spot it.
It'll be half the distance to the goal. There it is. There's the ruling, grabbing the face mask.
The penalty against the Illini for face mask.
So what was a great play by Craig Swope turned into a penalty, and it's now 2nd down.
On the 1.5-yard line. Wooldridge, no go.
Oh, great stop by Mark Taggart. One-on-one right there in the hole, and Taggart stopped him.
I tell you what, that is just power football.
Boy, that's what you want in a middle linebacker. When you make the hit, the back does not go forward. Now watch it right there. You'll see 54 Taggart. Look at that stop. Oh, that's a great goal line tackle.
He also went over top of the fullback to get there, too. Taggart is a top tackler for the Illini this season. Coming in, he had 20 tackles. 20 solos, 26 total. Well, the fans want to see a defensive stance. Let's see what happens. It's 3rd and 1. Touchdown, Ohio State, I believe, but I'm not sure.
Well, Bob Sebring doesn't think it was, and the officials are not calling it.
I think when he went up and over, the wrong side got up and over.
I believe that's right. Here we'll see it. George Cooper going up, diving, but you'll see the somersault. The ball does not cross the plane of the goal line. What a stop, and boy, George Cooper is now down. Boy, he got hit and got hit hard.
Cooper has been injury prone this season. They had to take him out of the Colorado game for a while. But he's coming off his best game. He had 70 yards against Washington State last week rushing. That's his best ever. Boy, you hate to see this, don't you?
Well, I hate to see anybody laying down on the ground with an injury.
Alex Gibson made that stop. So the defense, like the offense, has a whole cast of heroes right now. Taggart on the great stop. Blondell had a stop before that. And then a good job by Alex Gibson. So you talk about a team playing both ends of the football. We've got one so far.
What a boost this would be for the Illini if they stop them here. You're only about 6 inches away from the goal line. It's going to take a tremendous effort. This Ohio State team has a fine offensive line. They're going to be hard to keep out of that end zone.
Cooper's one of the few people on this Buckeye ball club that didn't come from Ohio. What I'm doing, I'm looking for number 10 right now, which is Rich Spangler, their place kicker, and I don't see him in there. I see number 16, Jim Crusados, as you do. They're going to go for it. 4th and 1 on the 1. This is it right here. Quarterback sneak. Touchdown. A great effort by the Illini defense, but it's 6 points for Ohio State.
Crusados just went over the top, managed to get that ball over the plane of the goal line, and they have 6. Here we'll see it. Good surge by the defensive line, but Crusados just goes up on top. By the time the linebackers come in, he has crossed the goal line.
That's Crusados' second touchdown of the campaign. Both have been rushing. That would be obvious, wouldn't it? It's hard to throw to yourself as a rule. Rich Spangler to attempt the point after. He's a good one. Well, it's up and it's good. And now Ohio State has come back within 7. Illinois football. Jack Trudeau has not gone to his wide receivers deep yet this game. He's dropping straight back. Nice pass over the middle to Ray Wilson. Wilson up to almost midfield. The Illini looking sharp still.
Again, a little control pattern. Ray Wilson coming out of the backfield. Makes a little turn in about 6 yards down the field, but a good run after that. You'll see it here. Jack dropping back, looking to the left. Now going to Wilson. They're a little turning. Now watch it. No linebacker around him at all. Good run now from here. There's Byron Lee trying to make the tackle. He does, but a good gain by the Illini.
Right now, Trudeau is 9 of 7 unofficially. Almost 100 yards for him. Ray Wilson's stats are looking a lot better for the year so far after this game. He's had a good first half so far. Just not much room for Thomas Rooks.
Thomas looking for that first down. He turned it up, lowered his shoulder, got close. But I like that kind of attitude. When you're going for, it's close to the first down. That's the number one importance.
Thomas
Get the
Rooks,
first
the ball
down.
Carrier. The tackle made by 36, Chris Spielman. And number
This is a pretty tough call. Either in a way, 3rd and short, your temptation is to maybe try to be cute.
But
at midfield.
But it's real short. You know, you have about less than a yard, so that's not, you don't mind those.
By the way, Williams is out. Boatwright is in as a wide receiver. And it's another quarterback keeper. So Jack Trudeau is 1 or 2 for 2 now in the quarterback sneak department for first downs.
Well, the way the Ohio State defense was lined up, you're almost giving the quarterback a yard if he wants it. So it was a good call.
First down.
This is an amazing stat right here, Jim.
Let's see it right here, Will. You'll see it now. Little quarterback sneak, but you saw that gap right there. You could easily pick up the first down.
Illinois has had 6 third-down situations. They've converted 5 times. Coming into this game, they were only about 25% conversions. That's amazing, isn't it?
Much better game.
Trudeau. He's going deep. Got Williams. No, it's Pierce.
What a catch! What a catch by Stephen Pierce. He was bumped, too. A flag was thrown, but what a catch.
William White was on him step for step. He was bumped before the reception. We had talked about the fact that it almost appeared that they were setting it up, and there it was.
There was, you'll see it here, straight drop back. Even though Jack's looking right now, he's going to Pierce all the way. Ball is lofted high, hoping that Pierce can run under. And watch this catch, folks. It is a fine one. Look at that jump as he was bumped, and he hung onto the ball. Way to go, Stephen Pierce.
Bob Gamble, the offensive coordinator, said there had to be somebody to go with Wilson, so they just couldn't center on Wilson. And he said Pierce just came forth, and that's the guy that's helped everything.
Great concentration on the football.
First and goal to go at the 5-yard line. Illinois is leading right now, 14-0. And Jack Trudeau is going to do some rearranging here. He's looking for Wilson in the end zone, overthrows it. That was scary, 3-on-1 coverage. It was like the secondary of Ohio State, and then David Williams.
They were going Williams again all the way, but Jack wisely threw the ball away. You'll notice the jump on the left side now, folks. If an offensive lineman would have done that, it would have been a 5-yard penalty. But that was the tight end, Anthony Williams. Now, Ohio State, if they reacted to that movement, they could have had called an offside penalty, but they didn't. They allowed Williams to get back onto his stance, and Jack threw the ball away.
Second down. Ball's rolling around because of all the wind. The scoreboard's calling it 2nd down and 5. Actually, it's almost 2nd down and 6. It's a short 6, but pretty close to 6. Running backs right now, Keith Jones and Ray Wilson. That's Wilson. No, that's Jones. He's throwing it. Intercepted. Terry White was there. It's a great reception for him. For us, it's an interception.
Well, they try to fool the Ohio State Buckeyes with a passing play, a sweep action by Keith Jones, and he decided to throw the ball. Now the halfback has to make sure the guy is wide open or turn it up and run with it.
And I think that's what happens sometimes when you're a sophomore. You just learn. You learn by doing.
But a big break for Ohio State. They could have been looking at some disaster, but they come away from it with only a 7-point deficit.
And it's 1st and 10. The ball now at the Illini 20. That's the first turnover for the Illini so far this afternoon. 8:12 to go in the half. Cruzados. That's Taggart. Can't hang on. It might be a fumble. Nope. Incomplete pass.
Well, Taggart never had control of the ball. As he tried to turn up, he just bobbled it. He'll go as an incompletion.
Antone Ivy on the stop. It's hard to kind of rock one away from Taggart.
Here we'll see it. This waggle play. Fake the pitch. Cruzados now rolling to the right side. He's under pressure now by Scott Davis, but he waits. You see Taggart breaking open. Ball certainly should have been caught. You'll see that he did not have control of it. Good call by the official.
2nd down 10. Jim Cruzados. Quarterback has done quite a job for the Buckeyes.
Look at that time.
Great defensive play that time by African Grant because Chris Carter from Ohio State was wide open and he was waiting.
African Grant went for the pickoff, Ball just off his fingertips, but again, Carsota's had a lot of time to throw the ball. We'll see it now. A little play action now to Woolridge coming through now. Look at the time. 1, 2, 3. Got all kinds of time. Looking for Carter now. And you'll see Grant coming into the picture. Right in front, off their fingertips, incompletion.
Big time play. By the way, Carsatos, who you mentioned coming into this game, was 60-some% better, 67% completion. There you see it, 2 of 7, not his best start. But despite that, the Buckeyes are only down by 7. This time he waited, and this time there was nobody to take it away from him. Chris Carter brings it in, and the Buckeyes are marching downfield.
They've come up with the big plays on 3rd down, and frankly, that ball was not thrown very well. We'll see it here. It's a wobbly ball. Play action again. Now watch the flight of the ball. It really gets wobbly. It's not thrown real well, but it's effective. It's a completion.
Well, African Grant was number 24 there. He just didn't get there in time this go-around. Chris Carter, he is their best receiver, and he's got good numbers already for the first half. 1st down and 10 for the Buckeyes. Woolridge got some radar up the middle, and he picks up 9.
Good hole for John Woolridge, and a good cut back to the inside. We'll see that left side of the line. There's cutback right there. Now watch him break to the right. He breaks 1 tackle. Good run by John Woolridge.
2nd down and 1. The ball at the 46 in Buckeye territory as Woolridge will take a breather. Consistent. His last 2 games, he's been good for over 100 yards. He's just a real steady performer.
Good time to throw the ball here now, Will.
Workman's a man in motion. And it's right up the middle. And that'll be a 1st down for Ohio State. Mark Taggart makes a stop for the hometown Illini. Cooper on the carry.
They don't use Cooper a lot, but just those effective short yardage downs.
It's funny, you know, he's 238 and 6'2". He doesn't look that tall. He doesn't look that tall. 6:34 to go in the half. 1st and 10 now for the Bucks. To the 39-yard line in Illinois territory. Again, it's Cooper. About to the 35-yard line. Cooper right now has carried the ball a total of 5 times for 22 yards.
Now that's the kind of Ohio State football we've seen in the past. You give it to the fullback, now the tailback, and again to the fullback. Ohio State has always had big, strong fullbacks, and here George Cooper is another one in that line of good ones.
Ed White comes in for Illinois. African Grant will take some breather. 2nd down, 6. The weather here this morning was not very good. Yesterday it was worse. It is gorgeous here at Memorial Stadium in Champaign right now. In motion, Workman. Carter.
That's a lateral.
The halfback pass. Lanise. Out of bounds.
Good coverage by Ed White. He was all over Lanise. But you'll see that that was not a pass. It was a lateral. Workman was behind the quarterback.
Well, it seems like Ohio State is not the only one who has a few tricks up their sleeve.
Well, we've seen a lot of different ones. You know, we've seen reverses, halfback passes, one by Ohio State, one by Illinois. They're not holding anything back.
3rd down and 6. Right now, Ohio State is 4 out of 6 in converting 3rd downs. Woolridge, no, it's Workman. Look out. He's got a lot of room. He's got 6. Vince Workman has brought Ohio State within a single point.
Well, they really crossed up the Illini defense. I think they were looking for a pass, handoff to the tailback, being led through by George Cooper. Watch this, big hole here, and there's no one in the secondary. Ed White coming in the picture, Swelp coming in, but not good. After this, it's all she wrote. It's a foot race now, and Workman wins.
This almost reminds you of a game like whoever has the ball last wins.
Could be that way.
There you see it there, another homegrown. Dublin, Ohio is basically Columbus, homegrown. That's their third-team tailback with Byers out. Spangler ties this game up. So at 5:33 to go before the halftime break, it was Illinois picking up 14 points. Ohio State has complimented them with 14 more, and we're right back where we started. In the final few minutes of the first half, there was no further scoring. So at the end of the first half, the score was Illinois 14 and Ohio State 14. Teams that we would have seen a year ago, 14-14.
It really started out with a lot of fireworks. So the first 4 series were 3 touchdowns. The second quarter slowed down. Any key play, of course, in that first half was the interception by Keith Jones, threw it on a halfback pass. The momentum really switched back to Ohio State. And now we got a tie ball game. Second half is a new one. So let's
a 14-14 halftime tie between Illinois and the Ohio State Buckeyes, the visitors. And statistically, basically, as teams, except for the fact that Illinois ran more or passed for more, and Ohio State ran for more, Jim, it looks like a 14-14 tie.
Well, when you look at the total net yardage, 209 to 201, of course, that says it's an even ball game, which it is. Again, the key play, though, is we show 1 interception, and that is the key.
You know, the amazing thing about the passing statistics for Ohio State, while Jack Trudeau was using a handful of receivers, 5 to be exact, Jim Carsados used 1, and that's Chris Carter. We'll be right back with the second half just underway. Illinois cannot move the ball. As we pick it up, the Buckeyes have it for the first time in the second half. Jim Carsados at midfield. Trying to break this 14-14 tie. It's Workman again. Jess Workman has been a busy guy.
Just good, solid, hard running by Workman. Really not much of a hole, but he made the best of it.
On the tackle for the Illini.
Are you somewhat surprised that we've seen Vince Workman so much and so little of John Wooldridge?
Well, we'll see Workman right here now. Hand off to the tailback. Slips 1 tackle. Good blocking up front. Look at, they're just pushing the Illini back. Good effort by Workman.
The gain was 6. It's second down and 4 at the 43-yard line in Illinois territory. Cooper up the middle. Guy Tiefenthaler makes a stop for Illinois. And Cooper is enjoying a pretty good afternoon. He's up to 38 yards. Correction, 33 yards and 7 carries.
And that's a real good average for a fullback, the way they run the football inside. Straight dive plays to the fullback. 4.4 average is a good one.
Well, it's first down and 10. A nice shot from our end zone camera. Good look at the Ohio State offense. That's what Craig Swope sees when it all unveils like that. The Workman again gets the call.
Little different perspective when you see it from the end zone. You get those line splits, and you get to kind of get the feel that what the running back looks at when he's making those cuts.
Sebring is back in. James Finch comes out for the Illinois defense. Second down and 10, the ball at the 38-yard line. You know, we talked about this revitalized Ohio State passing game, and it's been almost like the old Ohio State in the last 2 quarters for sure. Nice job by Carter on the reception. He had the step, and there wasn't much Gleamy could do.
Once again, they're going to the main man in the passing game, Chris Carter. Carsados dropping back, and I believe he's looking to Carter all the way. Look, it never switches eyes any place. There's Carter on an out pattern. African Grant too far off him, and Gleamy coming in.
Now, when you say, Jim, they went to their main man, statistically that's true overall, but today it's an exact truth. He's been the only receiver so far in this game. He has all 4 Carsados receptions. Workman gets tripped up.
Good penetration that time by Curtis Clark from his left defensive end position.
42, the ball carrier. On the stop for the Illini defense, number 92.
Now it's going to be second down. Second down and long, not much of a gain. They may give him 1 on that. They do. They give him a yard, make it second down and 9. Ball resting at the 23-yard line in Illinois territory. Kind of a critical time here for the Illini because you can see Ohio State has kept the ball on the ground, so I think they probably have to tell themselves these guys may throw the football still. Carsados got time. He's got Carter open. What a catch!
Two good plays there. One by Crusados to avoid an onrushing lineman. Got the ball up, and a fine catch by Chris Carter. We'll see it here. There's the avoidance of the tackle. That's Tiefenthaler coming in. Crusados runs out of the pocket, gets that ball up in the air, and pretty good defense, but that's just a fine catch by Carter. Pretty well covered by Harkey.
That's a third touchdown pass for Carter in terms of receiving it this season. And that has been the receiving statistics and the passing stats for Ohio State. Every completion has been to Chris Carter so far this afternoon. 7th touchdown pass this season for Crusados. Spangler's kick is pretty true. And with 9:43 to go in this third quarter, the tie has been broken. And all of a sudden, Ohio State has put 21 unanswered points on the board. Illinois football will continue in a moment. Illinois took the Ohio State kickoff, but failed to make a first down, forcing Illinois to punt to the Buckeyes. It's on the 45 in Illini territory. And again, the Buckeyes keep it on the ground.
I think their game plan now in the second half is we'll run the ball when we need it. We'll find Chris Carter open. And that has been what's happened in the second half.
The new running back for Ohio State is number 28, Roman Bates. The senior out of Memphis, Tennessee. Crusados has time, has Carter, and it's in bounds. Let me ask you, Jim, how can one man be open all day long?
Well, we're staying with a man-to-man defense, and frankly, he's just beating the cornerback time after time. And oftentimes when you'll see Carter's statistics right now, 6 receptions, 125 yards, and that is all the receptions Ohio State has had in this ball game. All 6 to Chris Carter.
That is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. That's Spangler getting ready in case he's caught on. He's 4 out of 5 this season as a three-pointer. The sun is shining in Champaign. Workman just won't go down. That swope finally brings him down. It's amazing, Jim. We've not seen Johnny Wooldridge at all. We've seen Vince Workman carry the load of tailback, and then a freshman Bates has come in to breathe Workman, which tells me something might be wrong with Wooldridge. We have heard no report about any injury to Wooldridge, but again, the replacements for their injured players have been doing a good job. Keith Myers, of course, not being in the ball game at all. Wooldridge comes in and does a good job, and now Workman. So back in is Chris Carter. Also coming back into the game for the Buckeyes is their tight end, Ed Taggart, number 80. He had 7 catches a week ago, and as Jim told you, nobody except Carter has caught a ball today for Ohio State. And they're going to Carter again. What a catch, and it's another 6-pointer. It looked like Jackie Johnson just flat out got beat. Well, that's what's happened on every occasion. Again, though, the cornerback is all by himself. You'll see no coverage underneath to help him. And when you give Workman this kind of time, Jackie Johnson didn't have bad coverage. The ball was well thrown, and Carter came up with another great catch. There you see it. All 7 receptions go to one man for the whole Ohio State passing attack.
Extra point check, number 10.
And for Carter, that's his 2nd touchdown this half. And the Buckeyes have now scored 27 unanswered points, looking for their 28th. Lanice to hold, Spangler to kick, and it's now all of a sudden a 28-14 football game.
4 minutes, 52 seconds remaining third
And Jim, what do you say to your football team now?
Well, say your offense, you got to put some points on the board, obviously. Ever since the first quarter, it's been all Ohio State. 6 plays in that drive, and so far the Ohio State offense not even been faced with a 3rd down situation. It's no time to panic yet. I mean, we got plenty of time in this football game. 4:52 left in the 3rd quarter. Illinois just has to score. But give credit to Ohio State. They've come out ready to play.
Have you seen any major adjustments, Jim, on either side?
You look at this graphic right now, Ohio State with 169 yards rushing, but where they beat the Illini, the passing game has really come back in the second half. 147 now to 153. And give it all to Chris Carter, 7 receptions.
Just moments ago, but at halftime, those total offensive stats were pretty even.
You asked about adjustments. No, I've not seen any adjustments, especially defensively for Illinois, and certainly there ought to be. Chris Carter is beating our cornerbacks time after time, but I have not seen where they've gotten any help from anybody else. There comes a time when you got to say, hey, we got to double cover this guy.
We're in the third quarter. It's 4:52 to go in this third period of play, and it's now 28-14. This time, Keith Jones just watches it go out of the ballpark, if you will. 1st and 10, Illinois at the 20. Well, let's analyze it here. We've had good passing. We've had good rotations. Look at that Ohio State. 6 plays, 66 yards. Didn't take much time, as usual. And again, it's a pass from Carsados to Carter. Buckeyes are making it look easy right now.
Well, they've done a heck of a job. Those 2 series, they've marched the ball down the field. But again, let's go. Chris Carter, he's the guy that's really been damaging to Illinois.
Jack Trudeau having his best day of the year, brings him out. Needs to get his team on the move here. In the air. Pierce. Good percentage pass. Moves up to about the 26-yard line, a gain of about 6.
That play is a little slant stop pattern to Stephen Pierce. We'll see it now. You'll see Pierce coming in on a little slant. There he is. And that play has been open all day. Stick with it until they take it away from you.
It's the third time Pierce has brought in a reception. He's got 3 catches for 63 yards. Wilson, I think, got
Ray Wilson, number 21, the carrier.
As Kolek makes a stop for Ohio State.
Larry Kolek.
Good penetration by Larry Kolek, tripped up Ray Wilson, and you could see him shaking off his knee. It looked like he took a bang on it.
It's going to be 3rd down right now, and a long 2. Clock running at 3:55 to go in this third quarter. 1 back and a lot of wide receivers for Illinois right now. 30-yard line's the magic line. It's a 1st down. Good halfback pass to Ray Wilson. Or I should say a good pass to the halfback, Ray Wilson. Simple, clean, smooth, 1st and 10.
It's a little 5-yard stop pattern by Ray Wilson. He saw Jack sees the cornerback off. That ball's there, right on the numbers, and they got the 1st down.
The first time in 4 tries, Illini picked up a 3rd down conversion today. Trudeau's going to go there again. Williams connects to the 48. William White makes a stop that time. When you see a couple nice passes like that, you always wonder, why can't you do that all the time?
Well, of course, the defense dictates what you can do. Now, Jack is looking to Williams now. It's a long out pattern. Right there on the numbers. Good throw because Jack had to get over number 47, who had the underneath coverage.
Jack Trudeau. Whoa, nice reception that time by Cap Bozo. Up to about midfield as Terry White was right there with him.
Well, that was a read of a blitz. Both Cap and Jack read the blitz well. The ball was right there.
That Cap Bozo has been one of the surprises offensively, I think, for Illinois. By the way, before I forget, that last reception by Williams moved him to 6th on the all-time NCAA list as his pursuit of Howard Twilley continues. Trudeau. Again, the short percentage pass, this time to Eric Wyckoff. And this time, it's Pepper Johnson who makes the stop.
The Illini are getting smart. Ohio State has taken the deep things away. Now, right here, it's just, again, a stop pattern now to Wyckoff, who's in a slot position. Ball's right there. So is the tackler. And it's a good gain, though, of 8 yards.
The Illini getting their passing attempt going, but look at Ohio State catching up in yardage. That means they're doing something right, which reflects in our score. Trudeau pumps to Rooks, still looking. Now he winds up with Rooks anyway, I think.
Well, we got a flag on the play, and that could be a lineman downfield.
It doesn't look good to this conversation.
And 98, Thomas Johnson.
And let's see what the boss says here. How about that, sports fans?
Holding against Ohio State.
Well, there's somebody that likes that call, you think?
I'd say there's about 70,000 fans here that like that call.
When all this conversation goes on between the players and the referee, what's that like, Jim? What really is being said down there?
Well, your heart starts beating, hoping that it's going against your opponent.
Jack Trudeau is pushing 200 yards passing right now.
You'll see Thomas Rooks there now, 5 carries, 29 yards.
Well, it's 1st and 10. The ball's on the 35-yard line. As Trudeau brings him out, he's 6 for 6 in his last 6 attempts. The guy's on a roll. And now the Illinois team is moving with him. There's that shuttle pass to Rooks. Still works. That's 7 for 7 as Ray Jackson makes a stop for Ohio State.
Well, I think they're about 50% on this shuttle pass. It didn't work very well twice. This time it does. Little pass to Thomas Rooks, and it's the ball carrier's job after that to pick up the yardage.
Anthony Williams in a tight end now for Illinois. Ray Wilson comes back in. 2nd down and 3. Wilson, I think he's got it and then some.
Good job by Ray Wilson of finding the hole, and once he knew he was going to get hit, he lowered his shoulder, picked up 2 extra. Here we see it now. Scott Keyhole has a key block, number 56. He turns up through the hole, makes the block there, allows Wilson to make the cut and get the 1st down.
Wilson, 9 carries so far for about 26 yards. And that is a 4th 1st down in this drive for Illinois. Trudeau. Well, Anthony Williams is there, but it was just a little bit out of his reach.
That's a timing pass between the tight end and the quarterback. Tight end has to read his man and turn inside or outside, and the quarterback has to see the same read.
That stops the clock and 1:02 to go in this 3rd period of play. And that's the 1st incompletion after 7 straight strikes for Trudeau, so his batting average per se is pretty good this afternoon. He's got him spread everywhere on 2nd down. What a gutsy throw into the Ohio State coverage. Steve Pierce makes the catch. William White makes the stop. But that was a nice look from up here.
That's a real pretty play. You got Pierce crossing over the middle. Here's Jack Trudeau dropping back now. He's looking to Pierce, crossing over the middle. Ball is right there, rifled in, right on the numbers. Pretty well covered by Willie Williams, number 37.
Jack Trudeau with 45 seconds to go in the quarter, trying to march him in at 1st and 8. Wilson real close, down to inside the 1. Clock running at 32 seconds in this 3rd period of play.
Give credit to the offensive line. You'll see some good blocking right here. Hand off to the tailback. Ray Wilson gets through that hole, reaches out, not quite enough, just short of the touchdown.
13 seconds left on the game clock. They may or may not get this one off. 8 seconds, it's running. They're on the 1-foot line. Illinois could use 6 in a big hurry. It's 6. Ray Wilson.
Good blocking up front once again. Here we say Ray decides to go up top. He could have gone either way. Good blocking. He's into the end zone by 3 yards.
Ray Wilson, who's seeing a lot of activity because Eric Wyckoff was hurt in practice, comes through. So Wilson is by far having his busy day as an Illini as Chris White is in to make it 3 straight today in the extra point category. We should also mention during that touchdown drive, Jack Trudeau has passed Tony Eason in passing attempts for a career at Illinois. It seems like forever to get the snap back. Chris White's kick is up. He's through again. So we're now at 28-21 football game with a second to go in the third quarter, so we'll have one more play before this quarter ends.
Well, you would think it wasn't a home timekeeper. With 1 second left, in days past, that 1 second would have gone off the clock, and Illinois then would have kicked with the wind. Now they have to kick off against the wind. Now, I'm not saying that really ever happened.
Well, no, of course not. That doesn't happen anywhere. I don't think. Except for over here and down the road and up there. And 28-21. By the way, while we have a second here, we should mention that this is a 4-H. The 4-H clubs of Illinois and the pork producers of Illinois are being saluted today here at Memorial Stadium. Of course, the pork producers provide us all with free food throughout the season, and it's awfully good.
They do a wonderful job.
1 second remaining now, and all of a sudden Illinois is got back within striking range. 80 yards, 12 plays, about 5 minutes. And again, Illinois puts together a nice combination, and again it works.
But they went back to that short passing game. You saw the longest pass was about 12 yards down the field. Ohio State is giving them the short stuff, and in the series, Illinois took it.
Everett Ross, one of the deep backs, as Chris White prepares to kick off, and the other is Vince Workman. Ross, 48, one of a handful of great freshmen for Ohio State. Chris White, a great kick into the wind. Workman at the 5. Still going, and that's where this third quarter comes to a conclusion. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score, Ohio State 28 and Illinois 21. Before we begin the fourth period of play to Illinois. Trudeau to Rooks again. About the 42. 3 yards in a cloud of poof.
Once again, Ohio State is taking away everything deep. Jack is looking for a receiver. He can't find one now. Good coverage by Ohio State. He goes to the safety valve. Thomas Rooks on a little flare. Picks up a few yards.
That's the 8th reception today for Rooks for 41 yards. Third down and 4. Trudeau. Into traffic. Pat Bozo has it, and it's an Illini first down.
That ball was really rifled by Jack Trudeau. Cap Bozo on a little turn-in pattern. There were 3 white jerseys around him. We'll see it now. Jack looking and looking. Looks now to Bozo, and he rifles the ball right there in the number. Look at all the white jerseys. 2 white jerseys around him. Good throw, good catch, and a first down.
Spielman and White, 2 good ones. Nice numbers for Bozo today. Trudeau, the shuttle pass again. It's Rooks again. To about the 44-yard line. What's that saying about staying with what works?
It ain't broke, don't fix it either. Little different look on that shuttle pass. The last few times they've ran it, they've seen a little sprint out. Now, you'll see Jack on a straight drop back this time on the shuttle. In previous times, they had a sprint out action.
That's the 8th reception for Rooks today. 28-21. There it is. Illini marching in to try to tie it up. On 2nd and 4. See how close they got. If you've just joined us, in the first quarter, Illinois scored 2 touchdowns, led 14-0. In the second quarter, Ohio State tied it up, and that was our halftime score. And then after that, Ohio State kept scoring. 2 more touchdowns, and finally Illinois in the very end of the third quarter got back within 7. That brings you up to date with 9:10 to go in this football game. It is 3rd down and 1. No sense explaining that one. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 now.
That's poised. Gentlemen, you got to have poise in those key situations. The Illini didn't show any. The line jumps off sides, and instead of a third and a long 1, you're going to have third and a long 6, and it's certainly a passing situation.
Well, so far in the last 3 third down situations, Trudeau has found somebody for conversions via the air. But now we're there. It's a good hunch it's going to be in the air. Clock still running now at 8:55. So you have Pearson, you have Carter out, you have Wilson split, and you have Keith Jones, the only back. Pierce! I tell you what, Jack Trudeau is on the money today. Sonny Gordon makes the stop for Ohio State. Pierce isn't doing bad with 5 receptions.
Jack now looking towards Pierce. Wide open over the center of the field. Looking, now the safety's coming up, makes the hit. That's Sonny Gordon, but gave him too much room, and it was a big, big first down for Illinois.
The ball resting just shy of the Ohio State 30. The blitz is on. It's in the air. Good effort that time by Ray Wilson.
What caused that incompletion was the blitz, and someone from Illinois did not pick it up. Jack had to throw off his back foot. He just threw it up in the air. Thank God it wasn't an interception.
Probably 3 weeks ago it would have been, the way things were going that day. Second down 10. Clock stops at 8:19. Illinois needs 7 to tie it at 28 all. They're now down 28-21. You can say what you want about all the games that preceded this, but this is the game that begins the trip to Pasadena. This is the important one, the second season, if you will. Wyckoff can't turn the corner.
What a great play by Chris Spielman.
Ball carrier.
Toss sweep. Spielman read it well, took an inside position, made the tackle. Here we see it. That's Wyckoff going for the outside. You'll see 36 Spielman make the tackle there. And it wasn't for Spielman. It was a good block ahead of Wyckoff.
Third down and 9. I think we're working on a nail biter here, Jim. Jack Trudeau is having a good day in Champaign. So is Pierce. It's inside the 10.
Pierce is certainly having a big, big day in those key situations. He's coming up with the catches. Again, Jack now looks right, comes back to the left side for Pierce. It's a slant, it's a post pattern right there on the numbers. Good grab. Good big first down for Illinois.
Pierce coming into this game only had caught 70 yards worth of passes. That's today's figures. He's having a season today. First and 10. Illinois looking all of their preseason press indicated they would. Look at this. Ray Wilson.
They came back with that toss sweep. Ray Wilson took the inside and looked like he had it just tripped up. Now look, here's the toss. Wilson turns it back up inside. You will see him coming through. He sees the goal line. Number 12, Terry White, makes the initial hit just short of a touchdown.
Clock running at 6:52 to go in this game. Illinois got to get it in down here. There's no doubt about it. Second down. A yard to go. It's Wilson. Boy, that looks like
a touchdown, but the officials aren't indicating it is.
Ray Wilson, 21, the ball carrier.
It's going to be third down, Jim. And there's the meeting of the mind. A discussion.
Baseball this afternoon, and
That's Larry Horton, the backfield coach, talking to Mike White. What's the play, folks? You can't be much short of a touchdown and not be there. It's just inches away.
Well, the key here is they're going to bring in the chains, and now if it's a first down, you got 4 cracks to go a foot. Wouldn't that be a nice luxury? Bingo, that's it. 4 tries, 1 foot. I tell you what, number 98 looking on there, Pepper Johnson's probably got to be saying, you got to be kidding. You want us to stop these guys 4 times?
First and goal, Illini. Ball just inches away from the goal line.
Quarterback sneak, what do you think?
I'd go with it. No penalties now.
Yeah, just simple power would be fine. There it is. Touchdown! The Illini are within a point.
And you can hear it. The fans here love it. Coming back from a 14-point deficit, Illinois is a point away from tying the ball game.
Jack Trudeau. Hey, look at that. Go ahead, buddy. It's about time you have some fun playing this game this year.
We see it on the replay. Simple quarterback sneak, good blocking up front. Jack finds the opening, and we have 6 points.
We call a mean game, don't we? First and a
Chris
foot.
White for the extra
We'll get
point
it,
kick.
Chris White. Into attempt to point after. He's about as sure as they come. Got a tie game.
The kick is good.
And we have 6:09 to go in this football contest. Illinois football continues after these local messages. Ohio State failed to move the ball and again had to punt it back to Illinois. Thus, the stage was set for the Illini's last chance to win its Big Ten opener. Pierce! Boy, is that pretty. First down.
You talk about throwing in a crowd. Stephen Pierce comes up with another big reception.
And picking on Sonny Gordon like they did, he's one of their best defensive backs.
We talked about the center field being open. Jack is looking to Pierce. Now watch this grab. High in the air goes Pierce. Hit right as he catches the ball. Good job of hanging on. It's the first down.
Pierce has now received 131 yards of passing, 7 receptions. Look at that average. He's got to be saying, hey, this Big Ten's fun. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Trudeau. Short pass to Wilson. To the 30. Pepper Johnson makes the stop.
One of the keys now is no mistakes for the Illini. They can move the ball down with these short patterns. We are getting very close, and we may be in range of Chris White now, but you certainly want to move the ball further down the field.
Clock running at 1:47. Like I said, both teams have all their timeouts left. It is 2nd down and 5. Anything around the 25-yard line's a first down. Wilson not going to get there this time.
Ray Wilson, the carrier, number
Johnson
21.
on the stop for Ohio
The
State.
tackle made
Clock still
by
running at
98.
1:30.
Thomas Johnson.
Well, watch Wilson now get the hand up. You'll see he's grabbing with both hands. Both hands on the football. He does not want to fumble. Good tackle there by Thomas Pepper Johnson.
Clock still running at 1:12. 3rd down and 2. The ball's on the 27-yard line. Brooks and Wilson, the running backs. That's Wilson. Whoa, but he's got a first down.
He's been the flyer today about the 3rd or 4th time he's gone into the air to get the first down, and Illinois is getting closer.
That first down will stop the clock at 59 seconds.
Pitch out to Ray Wilson again. Eyes on the first down area, up into the air. Good flip. We'll give him about a 7.5 on that form, but a first down.
In a rough landing. Jack Trudeau operating with 59 seconds to go. He's going for the win. Overthrows everybody. Wilson was the man down there. And I think he wisely overthrew them all.
Ray Wilson, number 21.
The strategy there is go for the bomb. Make sure it's long enough. Hope for no interception. Get 7.
Greg Logan.
41 seconds now. The clock is stopped. Well, about everything Illinois has done has worked. But now I think you almost have to really kind of lay out a plan here. Minimal time, all your timeouts left, and you have an arsenal of weapons.
Not going long or deep except for the last fly pattern. Just short patterns and moving it down the field.
Jack Trudeau looking like the Jack of old. 2nd down and 10. Not much there with Eric Wyckoff. Clock running at 35 seconds. Still running. Nobody's called a timeout yet. Chris White is limbering on the sidelines. Nobody's called timeout. Finally, I think Trudeau might call a timeout. 23 seconds.
Number 20,
now we call timeout.
On the stop.
20 seconds on the clock.
Number 7.
20 seconds on the clock. It is third down and 9.
Byron Lee.
Will, what they may do is try to get one more running play to the left side of the field to get it in the center of the field for Chris to take his attempt at a field goal. Now on the other side of the coin, Ohio State is saying if they run the ball, let's go for the fumble, try to strip the ball. You'll see it now with only 20 seconds to go in this ball game. Tie score, 28-28. And what a football game we've had.
Jim, what do you think the defensive coaches are telling the Ohio State defense there?
I think of what I said earlier, that he said if they're going to run the football, go for stripping the ball, hope for a fumble.
And as you can see from the flag, the wind will be at Chris White's back. The blind on Chris White for the year, he is 4 for 5 in field goals. He missed one inside 29 yards. He's 2 for 2 in that 40 to 49 yard range. So how far out that attempt might be, well, depends on what happens right now. Well, there's one Ohio State fan here in the audience. Ohio State's not a bad place to be from. State of Ohio's not a bad place to be from.
It's a man that came and lived in Cincinnati.
That's right. Well, you know, you have roots. Ohio, though, really has a ton of good football. With Ohio State, UC, Miami University, Ohio University, Toledo. Third down, 9. There's the run you looked for. Jim called it. On the carry was Wilson. Clock's running.
Now Jack will wait till the last second to call a timeout. So the field goal is the last play of the ball game.
4 seconds, and the clock is stopped. This is the ball game. Right here. Man, oh man, what a pressure situation for Chris White.
Chris has been here before. He's an excellent kicker. He's 4 for 5 so far this year in field goals. He is the man of the hour. You play 60 minutes of football, a lot of heads being knocked around, and it gets down to this. You think he's a lonely man out there? The Illinois team is huddled off to the side. They know what they have to do. Chris standing by himself saying, I'm going to make it.
4 seconds left in this football game. This is the football game for all intent purposes.
Now we'll see if maybe Ohio State will call a timeout. This is called icing the shooter, huh?
You got it. Let me ask you this. Why would Chris be all by himself and the rest of the team way over there?
Well, they do this all the time. Just had Chris get a line up, get it mentally pictured in his mind where the ball's going to go.
Chris White has been one of the most stable factors in this football team the last handful of years. Mike Giddings is the holder. And don't forget, that's a big part of this, too. And there's a timeout that Jim was telling you about. This is the mental game you see all the time. You see it a lot in baseball, too.
Certainly do.
You see it in basketball when a guy's making a clutch free throw or attempting to.
Ice the shooter, ice the kicker.
You know, it's amazing when Chris White's probably looking at that going, I've done this in practice hundreds of times. The only thing that's changed is 70,000 people in a football game.
I think if I was out there this time, I'd be talking to my maker upstairs saying, dear God, help me make it.
Oh, he's probably getting a lot of signals right now. 4 seconds left in this football game. It has been a beauty of a Big Ten opener. Both teams have played well. Both teams have had their moments.
You really think about the game. Illinois gets out to a 14-point lead. Ohio State comes back to tie it, then go up 14 points. And then Illinois comes back to tie it with a 14-point deficit. What a football game.
Glad Bleddings will mark it. He has a big part in this combination as well. It's a 38-yard attempt for the win. The snap is back. It's up. It's long enough. It's good.
What a finish to a great ball game.
It's all over. No time is left. The game that counted, the Big Ten opener, it's Illinois. And the team that went from 1-2 to begin the season now is in first place in the standings that count the Big Tens.
Now Chris eyes on the football all the way. Follow through, head down. He doesn't know where the ball is until about a second after he kicks it. He knows it now, folks. It's victory for Illinois.
And that's the end of the game with a final score. Illinois 31, Ohio State 28. Champaign-Urbana for the first time in 85 is a happy place to be for Illinois fans. As this Illinois club, Chris White, Dennis Holder, Gliddings, are getting a standing ovation from 70,000 fans with their orange pom-poms. What a great win over a phenomenal football team. And Ohio State and Illinois has given us, again, another great performance. And you know, we came into this thing, Jim, saying that the last 5 times these two clubs have met, nothing was decided up until the last 2.5 minutes. This time we thought we'd ice it up and make it the last 4 seconds.
For the last 6 years, Illinois has had great football games against Ohio State, winning only one of the last 6, but as you said, losing by less than 7 points, and all follows in that tradition. Another great football game. I keep using the word great, but that's the only thing I can think of. What a fine day for Illinois. You feel so happy for these young men who were maligned, knocked down, who played lousy for the last 3 weeks, but they came back to show their character.
There's the fans who acknowledge a great performance. There was an offensive line who overcame injuries and adjustments. They worked this week without coaches to get the job done. The defense, ranked last in the conference, found their way. There's a man who always plays consistently good. Mr. Swope himself. This is the first time they were tested by a good passing team. And finally, it looks like Illinois has come to play, and they're taking the ado that rightfully really is theirs, because a lesser group could have folded up the tent. A lot of people were saying that this was the game that could set the tempo for the next 8 games, the ones that really count in the conference. Well, if this is the tempo, me and you are going to have a weak heart, and there's going to be a lot of excited Illini fans along the way.
Well, just a great big win.
I got to tell you what, fans, if you think this is something, wait till we go to West Lafayette next week, because Purdue is loaded, and that ought to be a dynamite game. But before we put this whole thing to bed, what do you think, Jim?
I'm breathless right now. Like I said, this is what Illinois football should be all about. Football in general is all about. 75,000 people saw one heck of a football game out here today, and that includes you and I.
The bottom line is Illinois had to win the football game to get its self-esteem back. It did that, and it beat an awfully good Ohio State football team. And for the Buckeyes, who are trying to defend their championship, well, they're basically one win short of what they thought they would be at this point. Today's Ohio State-Illinois game has been brought to you by Budweiser. Reach for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by the Illinois State Lottery. You could haul off $1 million in cool cash. Play Cool Million Cash Instant Lottery. This is Will Tiemann for Jim Grabowski, and our entire crew inviting you to join us next week as the Illini travel to West Lafayette, Indiana, to tangle with Jim Everett and the Purdue Boilermakers. Today's Ohio State game has been a presentation of the Illini Sports Network.